It's the I Can't Mom Today podcast with Heather, the new mom, and Vera, the seasoned mom. I Can't Mom Today.
Hey there, welcome again to I Can't Mom Today podcast with your hosts, me, Heather, and Vera. Hi, Vera.
Hey, hello.
How are you today?
I'm pooped, actually. How are you doing?
Actually, I got some really good sleep.
Yeah?
Baker slept from 10:30 to, well, I woke up at 5, but he slept until 6.
Oh my gosh.
I know. There was no kicking in the middle of the night either. It was amazing.
Oh yeah, none of that thump
Yeah,
that you were talking about
for
the other
sure.
day.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, that's so great.
I
I'm so
know.
happy for you.
Me
You can
too.
then be the one with the energy today.
Yes, I will be the one with the energy. I'll bring it.
Bring it, girl.
Today, I think we're going to discuss visitation.
That sounds like something in a prison.
Yeah, I mean, once you have a kid, isn't it like that?
Yeah, right? Isn't it like
Just kidding.
prison? No.
No, but seriously, so I know like when we had Baker, we had all of our family lives out of town, so it was our friends and our family, and so there was no one there for the birth besides Brad, which was totally fine with me, and I
Yeah.
know totally fine with him as well. I know people were itching to get over here, and we said, no, nobody comes over for 2 weeks after he's born. Nobody was able to come here until 2 weeks. So, being that they're so far away, they went ahead and bought their plane tickets based on his birthday or his due date, I guess.
Yeah.
So they had already had him, even though he was late. But yeah, so we kind of caught some flack for that. What did you do?
You mean if you guys got flack because you said nobody show up till 2 weeks after?
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually had my mom. Well, remember I was single. So, I had my mom, she lived up in Massachusetts at the time. So she came down uh supposedly like a couple of weeks before he was supposed to be born, and he was late also. He was a good week late to the day. And so she ended up only being able to stay for a week after he was born, which I've had mixed feelings about because I can kind of understand what you were saying. Like, it's like you wanted to get established, I think, with the baby probably before you had visitors or guests. But at the same time, at least for me, because I was by myself, it was nice to have the company and the help, you know?
Yeah, totally. I think for us, it was just, I just wanted to kind of have that time to get in a routine and not have to deal with anybody else giving me insight because I know my personality, if you didn't know it already, is I'm super quick to be like, "Wah!" I like advice, but I like it when I ask, not unsolicited. And people can get on my nerves real quick. Like,
You?
I know it's weird, right? Yeah, especially family, right? Because those are the easiest ones because you've known each other and there's so much history there.
Oh, for sure.
Like, I think I was pretty intelligent and mature with making that decision, knowing that about myself.
Yeah.
So I didn't feel bad about it. And Brad was like super supportive of it. And I think that it worked out really well as well because we were able to like spend that time with him and be able to not have to focus on anybody else because once everybody started coming in, they all have good intentions, but the problem with that is that they don't always like reach the target they're trying to get. You know what I'm saying? Like I feel
That's
like
a nice way of putting it, that they're wrong.
well, no, not that they're wrong, but it's they want to be helpful, but sometimes it's more work to have people in town than it is to not have people in town helping with the baby.
So can I ask who gave you the most flack? Do you want to say?
No, I don't. I mean, like and we didn't really get flack. They were just questioning, and we had a lot of different beliefs than what our family have had in the past. Like we didn't let anybody kiss Baker until he's 6 months old.
Wow.
Like Brad and I were the only ones because we just didn't, there's so many scary stories out there and we just wanted to try to limit his exposure to everything. And like we were talking about in the first episode that, you're paranoid about everything.
But yeah, with your first child, for sure.
Yeah. And we
You
are
are.
older parents, so, that might have been our only chance, or that might be he might be our only child. So,
Yeah.
I don't have a long window remaining. So
Yeah.
if something happened to him, I
I'm
might not be
sorry,
able
I'm
to
just
have another one.
laughing. Yeah, right. I'm like, it's just kind of funny because it's like, oh, if something happened to him, I can't have a do-over, you know?
Yeah, not that it would be a do-over, but do you know what I'm
No,
saying?
I know.
I
That's why
would
I was
be
laughing. Yeah.
out of a child forever.
Well, yeah. Oh, for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, see, there are things that I stress out about, and there are other things that I'm really laid back about. So, um, mm, I did you stay in the house with Baker? Like, did you not leave the house? Like, some people don't like to leave the house for even like the first 6 weeks.
That's something that we were going to do that, but no,
Mm.
we totally left the house.
Yeah.
He was
Yeah.
at
See.
Target, I think, on week 1.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
also he was in his car seat and,
Oh,
we
yeah.
didn't take him. I mean, he didn't like touch anything. So
Yeah, exactly. They're too little to do anything. So, yeah, just,
Mhm.
just put 'em in their little nook and they're good.
You better
So,
believe though I covered him up. I was like,
yeah.
"Oh, nobody touch this baby."
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I didn't like the idea of people. I didn't have the kissing rule like you did or
Mm.
anything, but I did. It was surprising to me actually how close some people will get to your baby without asking.
Or touch them.
Yeah, yeah.
We went
And
to go pick up my mom in the airport one time when she came out, and he was about 3 months old, I guess,
mhm.
and so we had him in the carrier and, I think we have him facing out? He may have been older than anyways, he was facing out, and this lady just came up and touched his hand and his foot. I was like, "I need to get to a bathroom and wash his hands immediately." I'm like, "Who are you?"
Yeah. Yeah, that would bother me, and I don't like when I see strange babies, I might wave at them and make faces at them, but I don't touch them or kiss them or do anything, because
And I certainly don't would never I wouldn't ask either, even though
mhm,
I would wanna probably pick up the baby, I wouldn't
mhm.
do that because if you're putting that parent in such an awkward position.
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
I mean, like,
Yeah.
here's this innocent little thing, and you're gonna corrupt it with your germs.
Yeah. I always say $1 billion with arms and legs. You know,
Basically, right?
it's $1 billion, and then, of course, it develops a mind of its own, so then you've got $1 billion with a mind of its own on with arms and
Oh.
legs. But, yeah, so that it's weird to me how people are well, it's the same thing when you're pregnant. Like, did you ever have people touch your belly without
No.
asking you?
Mm-mm. I didn't have that.
I did, and not too many times, but it happened to me a couple times and it bothered me. It was kinda like, "Wait a minute, it's still my body even though somebody else is living in it for a little while."
Yeah.
You know? "Don't touch me." So, that bothered me. But close family and friends, it was cute, then I'd be like,
Yeah,
"Yeah,
totally.
sure." But
No,
people
nobody,
I
not
didn't
even
really
close family
know.
and friends.
Wow.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was basically like I had a no touch sign. Maybe I don't know if it was a face I was giving or if people were just like, "She's grossly pregnant."
You
I
and
don't
your
know.
RBF.
Yeah, no, I
"Don't touch
definitely have
me."
that.
Yeah.
No, but I, like, was like, "Oh, something wrong with me? Nobody wants to touch my
No.
tummy?"
Aw. No, you were really
Yeah.
cute when you were pregnant. You were just fine.
I was gigantic.
Well, I didn't see you towards the end. When I saw you,
Oh,
you looked good.
girl is huge. I was like the Shamu, like Kim Kardashian, nothing on me.
Oh,
Nothing.
man. I was pretty big, but, yeah, I was pretty big too. Yeah, pretty big.
I mean, you're hosting a human plus, like, fluid and all that other kind of
Oh,
stuff.
exactly, and maybe a few pieces of chocolate cake, just saying.
Ooh, maybe.
Do you think that people should allow their family, or what do you think is the better option? Do you think that you made the right decision not having
Yeah,
any family come for 2 weeks?
100% I made the right decision. I don't, I don't I don't know if there's a right I think, because everybody's situation is different. I don't know if there's a right answer, but I would
Yeah.
strongly encourage people think and talk about that.
Mhm.
I would say, though, if I had a second one, I would have people come immediately because I know that that would probably be a different circumstance. Like, I'd need somebody to take care of Baker.
Yeah, yeah, that would be different for sure.
Mhm.
I think that's the beginning of a good point too, as the seasoned mom, where I think
Mhm.
moms and women in general have real trouble with asserting their needs.
Yes.
And so that's the beginning of thinking to yourself, what do I need? What
Mhm.
do I think I'm going to need to happen after the baby is born? And do I need people running around my house, or
Mhm.
would I prefer not to have them? And so taking that real look inside and then being able to say, hey, you know what? I don't really want anybody to come for 2 weeks if that's okay with you, because I just really think we need some time to ourselves. And hopefully people who care about you will understand that.
Yeah, and I think everybody understood.
Yeah, and that's good.
I
I
I
mean, I think if you said that, if I lived whatever, if I'd been able to come out there and see you and you said, "Well, don't book your ticket until whenever," I would have been like, "Okay," you know.
yeah. We had people in the hospital come and visit, like a couple of friends,
Yeah.
but nobody I mean, not a lot of people because, busy lives and who's born during the week and, you know?
Oh, see, I had a party in my delivery room.
Well, because you have I mean, you had all your, like, college friends and
Yeah.
everything there.
I mean, it was, and since it was, I mean, that's another episode, I think, talking about your birthing story. But
Yes.
um again, because I was by myself, I had my mom and I had my girlfriend Carrie, who is my Lamaze coach, and then, a few other friends. And one girlfriend that came in, my mother's like, I think she's still drunk, because it was like 2 in the morning after the bar.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
So I'm not naming any names on that one. And yeah, so I had a whole bunch. So at one point when the delivery became difficult, the doctor's like, all right, everybody but 3 people out. So, because I had like 10 people in there and my delivery was so long
Yeah.
that it was like people were in and out. They were, going to get food, they were getting changed, coming back. So yeah, I had a party.
Yeah, it was just Brad, we had a doula, and myself.
Oh, wow. Yeah. So it was just you guys.
Yeah. I mean, of course, the nurses and doctors and all that kind of other junk.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about that, the birthing story, because I'm curious about the doula and all that stuff. That would be an interesting thing to discuss, because I didn't have a doula. You're so
Yeah,
fancy. But
absolutely.
we'll save that for another episode, I think. But I think that would be an interesting thing to talk about and touch on, as far as making those decisions and how everybody felt about it.
Yeah, let's put that out there on Facebook. We'll post about your birthing story. Like, tell us what your birthing story was. So you can hit us up on Facebook at I Can't Mom Today. You can also email us at I Can't Mom Today podcast at gmail.com and let us know if you're okay with us using your name and your story. And we would love to highlight you on the I Can't Mom Today podcast.
Yeah, definitely right in, because I think a lot of us, we have this big plan. Oh, it's
Mhm.
going to go like this and it's going to go like that. Like for me, I was working out, I ate spinach, and I ended up having a 32-hour labor. So so it's never quite what you plan, which again is something interesting to get ready for with motherhood as a whole. It's never
Yes.
quite as you plan. So,
Yes.
so yeah, I would be interested to see what other people's stories are and what they felt like they did right and what they maybe would change if they could. And, you know,
Yes.
there's only so much you can control certain stuff, but that would be an interesting thing to talk about and get people's stories.
Totally. Coming back to going home, and having people around, I think that one thing that really helped me in that decision was that Brad is so active and is so involved, and so I know husbands get the rap of not being involved and not
Yeah.
being so on it with the when it comes to children, and so I feel like that's the reason that kind of led me to that I
Hmm.
wanted him to be able or I knew that he was going to be able to take care of us, and thank God he did because
Brad is rad.
dang.
That's
Yeah, but,
why.
like, after you get out or after birth, it's just there's a lot going on. Like,
Yeah.
going to the bathroom, taking a trip to the bathrooms can take,
Oh,
like, 10, 15 minutes just because there's a lot of things you need to do.
yeah. Yeah, getting everything cleaned up and
Yes.
well, and for me, the pain, because it was
Yes.
highly stitched up.
Yes.
So, yeah, there was all that. That was awful. Oh my gosh, nobody warned me about that. I was mad that
No.
nobody told me.
We should do a 2-part series, like your birth story and then like after the birth story.
Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, because then when you get home and the stuff that people don't tell you, I mean, I don't want to scare
Yes.
anybody, but at the same time, like I was really upset that nobody told me about that. Everybody
Yeah.
talks about like if you have a C-section and they say, oh, when you have a C-section, you can't lift anything, it's hard to hold the baby, blah, blah, blah.
Mhm.
But when you have a natural birth and things get really torn up down there, it's really hard to get around. and
No, it totally is.
and go to the bathroom and like yeah so I would like people to know that so that they know.
Yeah. Okay, so in addition to telling us your birth stories and how you prepared for it and what really happened,
Yeah.
whether it went around with your or went along with your birth story or totally like rode off the tracks, crashed and burned. Tell us your tips as well for during labor and also afterwards, because we know that I know I had one friend tell me one thing that was really impactful, and I'll share it on that episode
Okay.
that I would have been like, "What is going on?"
Yeah. Cool. Okay, yes, that would be really good. That's the I can't mom today podcast at Gmail, right? That's the
Yes.
email. And then
Yes.
I can't mom today Facebook.
Yes.
Yeah.
And don't forget when you're on this podcast, go and subscribe so that you can get every episode when you without even having to think about it. It just pushes right to your phone and leave us a rate or rating, a report or whatever.
Only if it's good.
Only if it's good. No. No, we want to hear your feedback because you are
Yeah.
driving this podcast as well. So if we're talking about something that you're just like, that's so stupid, why are you doing this? Try to maybe phrase it in a better way.
Yeah.
But um
Constructive criticism is absolutely welcome.
yes. We're not trying to tear anybody down here, just trying to
No.
make it the best for you and give you something that you need and you want.
Yeah, so and also too, if you have questions about anything that maybe you're afraid to ask a friend or a family member, you can ask us.
Yeah,
We're not necessarily experts other than being moms, but we can add
definitely.
in our 2 cents and ask other people for their 2 cents perhaps. So, and you can use a fake name.
And if you don't want us to use your name, we were more than happy to disguise your name,
Yeah.
and names in the story to protect those around you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So tell me something that one of your visitors or a time where you got really stressed, like right after having Luke, and like what was the situation?
Um More than anything, obviously, I was so tired and I get terrible well, I used to, I don't get them as much anymore, thank goodness, but terrible cold sores. So, of course, since I'd lost a lot of blood and had this difficult labor, I developed this huge cold sore. So, in addition to the discomfort with down there, I had this, humongous cold sore, and I'm trying not to give it to him, because they're contagious. And so there's that. And then when my breasts engorged, that was tremendously painful. So my mom, like I mentioned, my mom and my stepdad were there. And my stepdad, bless his heart, he doesn't have any children of his own, but he's been one. I mean, he's wonderful to me and my sister. We love him dearly, and he's been wonderful to my kid and her kids. But poor guy, he didn't do anything. It's more me. I probably made him really uncomfortable because I literally walked around in my underwear with just like my robe on that was open with wet, cold washcloths on my boobs. And I'm
Mm.
sure he was like, "Do do do. Good morning, Vera. Yeah. So you want some coffee?" Um, because it was just a little townhouse that I lived in, so it wasn't like there was
That
tons
was not a
anywhere
little
he could go.
townhouse. That was 3 bedroom. It was not a little townhouse. I mean,
Well,
maybe
yeah,
compared to now, but not no.
yeah. I guess that's true, but the downstairs is still kind of narrow and stuff. Like it wasn't like like you kind of had to walk through all the rooms downstairs to get to the other. Anyway, so I feel bad for him. So I apologize now to you, Bert. Thank you for being so sweet. And not, I mean, I can only imagine what I look like with this big puffy lip and, walking like a cowgirl and having these cold washcloths on my boobs just hanging there. like, yeah, God love
I
him.
would pay to see that.
Yeah, it was not pretty. But when you're hurting and you don't feel well, you could care less what you look like or what anybody sees. You're just like, whatever.
Totally.
I'm not closing up my robe to make you more comfortable because it feels better to have the air on my boobs. So yeah, I feel so bad because I'm describing it so badly, like right after getting home. But yeah, it was rough, man.
That I can't even imagine. I didn't have the same experience. Mine wasn't too bad. But the one time where I like snapped, I lost it. My mom was in town, had already been in town for like a week. Brad's family, like brother, sister-in-law, mom were in that weekend after. Then Brad's mom and my mom were both here for a week, the next week alone. So it was just my mom and Brad's mom.
Hmm.
And so Brad was already back to work and I was just so tired. And
Hmm.
I think not having him to be there to commiserate with, because he's a really great sounding board where I'm like, I just go, but they were something happened. I don't know, but I came out of the bathroom. I was like, we were supposed to go to lunch. I was like, you two can go to lunch by yourself. I just need time alone with Baker. And they're like, "Okay, crazy." But I mean,
Oh.
like, I probably had, like, smoke coming from my ears and, like, my face is red, I was growing a horn, like, I was just so like, I was at my wit's end, and I was just done, and so and it wasn't even like, looking back on it, I don't even know what it was about, but I had just snapped.
Oh, you're probably just exhausted is all, and your hormones are
Maybe.
all funky and but your
Yes.
mom and Brad's mom get along?
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
They only
That's a
met I
blessing.
think they've only met that time. I don't know if they talk other than that. I know they have their each
Mhm.
other's phone numbers, but in any event,
Yeah.
I was just that was my point where I was like, "Leave. Every
Yeah. Everybody
I'm
get
okay by
out.
myself." And then, a few days later, they both leave and I'm alone by myself with Baker and Brad's at work. I'm like, "What am I gonna
Oh,
do?"
I know. Yeah, it's rough, especially when
Yeah,
it's your first.
for
Yeah.
sure.
Yeah.
And by that time, everything had healed, so the bathroom issue wasn't an issue.
Thank goodness for that, yeah, because I remember having to take, Luke, and we had one of those somebody told me they don't let you have them anymore. Those bouncy seats? It's wire kind of, and it's at an angle, and, like, so for when they're really little and they'll, like, kick their feet and they kinda bounce.
No, that's not true. Baker had one. That was his favorite.
Okay, yeah, see, Luke, like, lived in that thing when he was really
Yeah.
little, and so I would take him in that and just take him wherever I was in the house. And if I had to go to the bathroom, I'm like, "Okay, well, here we go," and I put him on the
Mhm.
floor of the bathroom right there in front of me so that I could go and have him right there, and he'd just, hang out, kick his feet, and, whatever, but that was how I transported him most
Oh,
of
no,
the
I would just leave
time.
him alone in the living room.
Did you really?
Yeah. I mean, I
Oh, you
wasn't
didn't I guess
gone
he
for,
was
like,
in a
hours. It was,
I
like,
know.
minutes.
See, well,
And
that's
then
where I was paranoid. I was scared to
oh,
death
no.
to leave him out of my sight. That was the other thing too. In the hospital, I didn't realize that you could say to them, "Can you please take the baby?" Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I didn't realize that. So and plus too, looking back, I might not have done it anyway, just because I was so paranoid of letting him out of my sight.
Yeah, totally.
So I had him in there with me, and I could barely sleep. Like I was just so exhausted, like overtired, and yeah. So and then of course the pain and discomfort in yeah, cowgirl area.
Yeah.
Um, it was just yeah, it's kind of funny. I forgot about that. I really did. And even in the hospital, he's in that weird plastic bassinet thing.
Yeah.
And I even rolled that over to the bathroom. If I had to go to the bathroom, I'd roll it into the bathroom
Oh
with
my
me in the
gosh. What
hospital
do you think he
room.
had superpowers? He's gonna fly out?
Or I don't know, or somebody was gonna take him even though he had the little alarm on his belly button. It's still like or whatever. It's still yeah, I don't know. I was just so scared. I totally had, like,
Yeah.
separation anxiety. Like
I
isn't that
ba I
crazy?
baby wore sometimes. So, like, if he was sleeping and he was in
Uh-huh,
the baby holder thingy,
uh-huh.
I don't even know what it's called. I would just let him sleep and I'd use the bathroom. I'm like, "Whatever." Even when we were in public sometimes, I was like, I'm not taking him out of this is too no. Deal with it.
Yeah?
Deal with
So
it."
how did you
Yeah.
do it in public? What did you do?
What do you mean?
So you left him in the baby holder thingy?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Logistics weren't the best. Like, I wasn't like, "This is so fun." But but it was better than taking him out, especially sometimes I would go into a store and then, you know, shop and, Target. I'd have
Yeah.
I'd constantly bring him in and just be like, "Oh, I'm gonna run in," and then 35 minutes later, I'm still in there.
Oh,
You know.
so you mean kind of like the baby Bajorn kind of thing? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah, no, I had the wrap. I had like some
Like
kind
a
of wrap.
sling?
Yeah,
A sling?
well, it's called a wrap. I think a sling's different.
Okay. Yeah, because
Sling,
I
I
did the
think, goes
sling.
across, right?
Yeah, that went across.
Yeah.
Yeah. That was the only thing he liked. I couldn't get I had like a baby Bajorn, but it was kind of a knockoff baby Bajorn, so it was
Yeah.
hard to put together, and I found it more difficult to get him in there and get him to stay in there, and so I used the sling,
Yeah.
and that was good and I think he liked that too because it would kind of wrap him up and he would be like in his own little nook, little
Yeah.
hammock.
The wrap was really hard to get on and get
Yeah.
him in there and get him it was I really didn't care for how to get him in there, but once he was in there, I was like, "This is cool." But
Yeah.
we have a real baby Bjorn
Mhm.
and, but we got it on super sale and
Okay.
it's denim. It's so
Oh,
tacky.
no
But I was like,
way.
"You know what? For $25, I don't care."
And do you like it? Because somebody told me
I
that the real ones were a lot easier than the knockoff ones.
Yeah, I love it. Brad does not. Brad has his own.
Oh.
They sit differently. I don't like his. I think
Oh,
his is really uncomfortable. Like the Bjorn's like very cushy and comfy, but it's huge as well. So
yeah.
bringing it in a bag, but we don't really carry him that often anymore because he's gigantic.
Yeah.
I mean, he weighs like 25 pounds.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that
Yeah.
would be a lot to carry. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not even joking.
Wow. I don't think Luke weighed 25 pounds till he was like 2.5 or
Well,
something.
I mean, Brad and I are both not small people. I mean, I'm 5'7", he's 6 something, like
Yeah.
6'2", 6'1", something like that. So, I mean, we're not small people,
Yeah.
but, yeah, he's tall. He's tall. He's a tall boy.
Yeah. Yeah. See, Luke isn't like his doctor says he's not going to be the tallest guy in the guy in the class, but he'll be the smartest.
Oh, is that how it works?
Yeah, that's how it works, man.
Okay, good to
My
know.
kid's gonna be the
Dang
smartest.
it. So that I am banking on, Baker's basketball career, so okay.
Perfect.
Yes. Well, I think that's enough rambling for today on that
Yeah.
topic, but I'm so excited. I can't wait to talk about this birthing story because, like, there's so much that information that I want to give, and I
Mhm.
really can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot. And everybody's
Yes.
experience is different, some people have their babies in like 45 minutes. I hate them,
Yes.
but some people do.
Yes. But then, the trauma that comes with that, like not being able to get to the hospital fast enough and
Yeah, that's true. That's very true.
oof, oh Lord, oof, it stresses
Yeah,
me
so
out.
that we'll have a lot to talk about. So again, the email is I can't mom today podcast@gmail.com
Yes,
and the
ma'am.
Facebook
Pop.
is pa.
Face pop. Facebook is I Can't Mom Today. And then you can also find us on Instagram at I Can't Mom Today podcast. So we would love to see your pictures, your stories, hear everything about you and your little ones, and any advice or questions or concerns that you want to hear, just hit us up.
Yes, yay.
All
Till next
right.
time.
Yes, thanks. Have a great day.
Me too.
Bye.
Bye.